Over the years, I have tried many different raised bed brands, the off-the-shelf stuff at Home Depot, off of Amazon, off of even Temu and different sites. And all raised beds, although they look very similar, they are not all created equal. And so today I'm gonna put together 3 different raised beds, and we are gonna compare the quality differences. The price doesn't always win, meaning the cheapest raised bed is not normally the best. You get what you pay for. So I've got 3 different brands, a couple of them bought from Amazon and one bought directly from a manufacturer. So we're gonna get these unboxed, we're gonna put them together, and I'm gonna talk about all the differences in what you get out of these corrugated raised bed gardens. I've started to unbox. We've got all light green. That's the color. I ordered the same color off of each site. We're gonna put this one together first. I think my plan is to put a few extra in here, so we'll start with that. Put together. Got it. These are the flimsiest things I've ever seen. They do come covered in plastic. Amazon raised bed number 1 is all laid out. Looks pretty decent. Let's lay out the direct from manufacturer bed next. All right, the direct from manufacturer bed is all laid out. Both of them have a similar design. These are supposed to both produce an 8-foot by 2-foot bed, as well as other variations, but that's what I'm using today. This one has more panels to put together though. These ones, because it comes with bigger panels, it's less screws to put in. This one has 5 panels to make up the 8 feet. This one only has 4 on each side. Let's uncover the third one and see what we got. It looks like the thumb nuts and Allen heads on the screws. It's a little different hardware. I have no idea what this would be for. But seriously, light green? This is what you came up with? This is the color? This isn't light green. This is, what is this, neon green? Who wants a neon green raised bed? This is no cellophane on this, no protection, and you can see already, look how scratched up that came just from packaging. So instead of the plastic, they used this foam inserts in between them, but this obviously didn't work. It does come with stakes to stake it down in case it, flies away. You never know. This configuration here, you put the cables across from one side to another. So if you do a 5x5 iteration of it, you put the cables across from screw to screw. That helps to hold the walls steady, which I don't think is a bad idea. So that's the 3. Amazon purchase number 1. It's a 9-in-1 modular raised bed, 4 panels on each side, and then a curve for the end, and all the same, pretty much the same accessories. Additional cables there and the tent stakes for the the flying raised beds. Got the other Amazon purchase here. This is a 1-page set of instructions with very little help in it. The hardware, this actually does come with a little screwdriver, which none of the other ones come with, so that's fancy. But this one comes with a pair of white gloves. And you never know when you're gonna need a pair of white gloves. Our direct from manufacturer brand here, definitely the most sturdy with the half of the hexagon type of corrugation. These are extremely sturdy. And it comes with all the tools that you need. It doesn't come with a screwdriver, but I don't think most of us have a screwdriver. Next up, we're gonna get all of these put together. We're gonna see how assembly goes, see what our final products all look like, and I will reveal the brand of the winner, which I think some of you who watched previous videos may already know. The 2 Amazon ones here versus our direct from manufacturer purchase. See which one is the best. All right, Amazon bed number 1. It has this little tab system. So basically you stick these little metal tabs through the square holes on each side. There's 4 tabs. Then you bend them down, and that kind of holds the panel together a little bit. And then there's just 3 screws. They're definitely not as secure. I mean, you can see these actually, like, they'll come apart, so dirt will actually get through there. These screws are chintzy. I hate that little Allen wrench that comes with it. They're really hard to actually put together, but I do like the thumb screws on the inside. Those actually work really well. This stuff is so loose on here that I can't even keep this on here. It's just gonna fall off. It's so flimsy that it doesn't even stick to it. So we're gonna get rid of that. It does suggest that you put 6 of these middle supports in, 1 on the bottom of each of these, and then 1 in the middle. I did not put the ones on the bottom because if you want to level this out, it means you're going to have to dig those out into the ground. If this sits a couple inches in the ground on one side, it's going to rest on those supports and it's going to get wobbly. That's a really bad idea. It is pretty flimsy on the bottom. You can see how it's bowed out. So I don't know if it'll sit completely straight without all 6 of them in there. It's definitely cheap. It definitely doesn't have the strength that some of the other ones do, and they get an E for effort on the color of their iteration of whatever light green looks like. It's hard to even look at this. It's like blinding. So many screws. All right, number 2 Amazon bed is not too bad. There's a few things that are a little nicer. The panels are still a little bit flimsy. In fact, several of them were bent. The corners were bent right here at the top. This little rubber lip on the edge here actually tied some of them together a little better. I also found quite a few scratches, and it seemed easily scratched. So I'm not sure if I did this just from having it on the ground or putting it together, but you can see the paint scratches pretty easily. I did like that it had the cap nuts on it, so you get the rounded, it covers the bolt, which is pretty nice. Pretty easy to put on. It has a tool for the inside, and then these are just a regular Phillips screwdriver, which is nice. There is a ridiculous amount of screws that I've never seen. There are 84 screws to put in. So there are 6 on each panel, and plus there's these smaller panels here, so you have to, there's more lines, more things to bolt together. It is an enormous amount of screws and nuts to put together. But I think, again, they're trying to make up for the less sturdy supports and the less sturdy panels with more fasteners. So that was my theory anyway. The top rubber finish here is nice. This fits on there. You can tell how it's nice and tight on there. These are kind of useless. I mean, this is ridiculous. I'm gonna hit that with a shovel one time and probably bend or break it. So that's Amazon bed number 2. Strength-wise, it's not too bad. It's a little bit flimsy, but it's not bad. I mean, it holds together okay. But definitely you get what you pay for. It's a little cheaper. Doesn't go together as nice. They did at least do a decent job on the color. This is a better green. It's not great. It's still not great. But this is what I would expect of a light green colored raised bed. And this one, 2-page instructions. Not great, but we did get the gloves. All right, let's put our last bed together and see how this one fares against the 2 Amazon beds. All right, our final raised bed is all put together, and this one is the most sturdy, that's for sure. This is the Vigega brand. This is the brand I have used many times, and they have a full color step-by-step manual of all these different shapes and sizes and designs and ways to put this together, and all their different options that they have, soil mix, all of it's in here. So these go together definitely the best. Everything was, the tolerances are tight, everything is nice and straight. There was no bent panels. The paint seems to be a lot stronger, more enameled. This one has a good combination. So you've got just 4 screws instead of 6, and this actually holds it together great. It's got the middle section nice and tight, and then the top and the bottom, and then this is very tight here, the in-between, so you don't need a screw there. So rather than putting all the extra screws in like that one did, this was a good, this saves you quite a bit of assembly and a little bit of hardware, and it's still very sturdy. The panels are more sturdy because of the shape. I think these are just more rigid panels with the half hexagon type corrugation. It has a solid pulls in the middle, which keeps everything nice and straight. The top protective rubber guard here is nice and tight on there. It doesn't come off. And so overall, this one is the most sturdy and highest quality of them all. And you tell me which color you like the best. Oh, watch, shield your eyes. This one here, to me, is the closest to the olive drab, the Army olive drab, which I like. You Army guys out there will appreciate that. And look at the difference just between, look at how flimsy this is. This one. And this one is somewhere in between, I would say. It's not horrible, but it's not the best. We're gonna put these in the garden. We'll get these all leveled out, and we'll add them to the other beds that we have. I have all of these other Vigega raised beds in here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them in the back. Well, it's time to add a bunch more garden space to the garden. If you have been following along with the channel and the garden renovation or update we're doing, we're changing this messy, non-productive garden into a super producing food factory out here. Raised beds are our first step in doing that, but all raised beds are not created equal. If you go out onto Amazon and you buy some raised beds, they may work, but you get what you pay for. The cheaper raised beds out there are gonna be lower quality. And just from this little test here, they're just not gonna last. I mean, they're gonna rust to the quality, they're flimsy, they're gonna bow out when you get them full. They're not gonna be very good. You're gonna lean on it or put a shovel on the edge of it or a rake, and you're gonna scratch them, you're gonna bend them, and that's not any good, because it takes a lot to fill these and get these prepped. You don't wanna have to replace a raised bed. That's a huge, that's not something you want to do. Let me know what you guys think. Have you had your own bad experience with cheap raised beds? Of course, I will put links and discount codes in the description for the premium raised beds that we have here from Vigega. Check them all out. I'd love to hear from you guys. Throw your comments down below. Let me hear from you. What's your feedback on the raised bed gardens? Thumbs up on today's video. Thanks for tagging along for a little fun and a little comparison battle, the raised bed battle. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next time.